Hey there everybody, how's it going? Welcome to the Kerbal Community Build Program. That's right, it's finally come back to me. I am the last person in the KCBP, the first phase of this project. So I'll be launching my little module here. As you can see, we got Nauthy Kerman there piloting this beautiful beast. We'll see how he does. He's, yeah, not the greatest of pilots, let's just say that. We got a nice little view there. We got a wonderful landing strut. What's a landing strut? Come on, guy. We got a strut right in front of us there. We got a few of those. I'll talk a little bit more about the module when I actually get up to the station. But as it is right now, you can see I'm just doing a normal little launch, nothing too fancy. A little launch vehicle there that does the job. Everything's just set up in parallel. I did actually try to do something a little differently this time than I usually do. I generally just go with 5 mainsails and, well, yeah, as I'm sure you're aware, 5 mainsails tend to do the job most of the time. But I figured I'd toss a skipper in the main stack this time just to, I don't know, do something different. Why not? So, yeah, as you can see here, we have, oh god, crazy camera changings happening. Yeah, I am playing it in 2 times speed just because it's... figured it'd be a little bit better. I mean, there's really no point in keeping it in 1 times. And things did get a little bit choppy as I got up to the station as well. So, you know, stick with 2 times and things should be nice and smooth. Look at that beautiful intersect right there. You could almost pretend that I planned that. I sort of did. I didn't think it'd be that perfect. I'm usually pretty bad at guessing when I should be launching, you know, waiting for something in orbit to fly, not overhead, but close enough that I can launch and then meet up with it. So, yes, I'm actually glad it worked out that way. And we're just switching vehicles here. Absolutely no reason to do that. I realized that afterwards. I don't know why I switched craft, but let's just pretend that never happened. So anyhow, we're actually coming up to the space station here, and I realized that, yeah, I'm kind of really super damn close to this thing. And how close? Yep, there she is. Far too close. A little stutter there as we get into rendering distance. That's okay. That skipper is it's pretty good at what it does. It's no mainsail, but it is really, really good. Super efficient as well. I actually really do like the skipper engines. I'm gonna have to think about using those a lot more often. But anyhow, we're just setting it up for the encounter here. We've got all the fuel set up properly. I actually forgot about the crossfeed, so I had to take some fuel out of the orange tank and put it into the upper 2 stages, but we're okay now. And that bottom stage, the launch stage, also has a probe on it. I'm sure you can see it right there. It's got a probe body, so I will be able to deorbit that. In the meantime, we'll be sending over this little craft. There's actually 2 little vehicles here. One is my module, and the other is little thingamajigger that I decided to do that kind of breaks some of the rules of the KCBP. But hey, you know what? I set those rules up, so I'm allowed to break them, right? That totally does not make me sound like a douche. You can see the space station actually there. That was actually kind of cool. It's still over 1 kilometer away, but you can just barely make it out through the IVA view. So I thought that was kind of neat. But yeah, we're coming in here, and I'm sure you guys have seen this before. It's nothing special, just an intersect and a little docking. And yes, a little bit of docking done with a module that has no RCS. Fun. I've actually never really done that before until now. And yeah, we'll see how that works out in just a little bit. But I did actually want to talk about the KCBB. I'm forgetting how to speak. There are too many letters. Acronyms, man, I tell you, acronyms are difficult. Anyways, yeah, I did want to talk about the project a little bit. Now that we're actually finishing up this this first phase with the 2 stations in orbit around Kerbin. Next, we'll be moving to Minmus, and then the moon is what I'm guessing. Yeah, moon, that just seems like the logical choice. So, as we deorbit that launch stage and come in super close to the station. Yeah, so next we'll be going to Minmus, and the goal of the KCBP, I'm sure I've mentioned it before in the very first episode, but I'll mention it again because I want to. Yes, the goal will be to, basically I want to set up, or I would like to have set up, just stations and ground bases and stuff everywhere across the current galaxy. That would be amazing. Can you imagine if we had a whole galaxy to play with? But no, across the Kerbal system, just mainly for new players to, when they get into the game, just so they can see some of the things that can be done and what is possible to do when you have a few people that actually, you know, are interested in a project like this. But at the same time, I also would very much like to give these persistence files out to other YouTubers that are also KSP players and, you know, see what they can make with things that we have. See if they can expand on it, because as it is right now, one of the main restrictions that we have is the parts count. We got to be really careful with the parts count, because, you know, some people's computers can't handle it as well as others. And we can see Goose just hanging out there. Hey Goose, how you doing, buddy? You don't look very impressed. Yeah, so the way I see it, if we can give these persistence files out to other people, maybe they can, you know, make some sweet videos, add to these stations, and show off what they can do as well. But anyhow, another thing I did want to talk about is the module. I kind of cheated a little bit. One of the main rules that we had for the project was station-to-station modules. And you can see me switching capsules again because I'm a dummy. Yeah, station-to-station modules should have senior ports. I wasn't able to do that with my module. It's I actually haven't mentioned what it is, have I? It's I call it the Kerbal Escape System. I'm sure that name has been used many times before. It's a 12-man escape capsule. Yeah. And as you can tell, it has a lander can and a hitchhiker module, and six seats on the outside there. So I figure that's a true Kerbal way of getting to the ground. So yeah, I did cheat, and like I said, I wasn't able to use the senior docking port. I did attempt that, and the problem I had was with the docking port. Well, first of all, it looked horrible. It looked really ugly. But second of all, it was adding too much weight. It was just being weird. It wasn't working. So I ended up stripping off a few parts, and eventually we got this little, little burp there. We got this little thing here, the Kerbal Escape System Model 12C. I think this is 12C. I went through a couple of models beforehand. That didn't work out too well. But yeah, we got the 12C over here. And I'm sure you saw it's got two girders on the bottom there, because it has no landing gears. Those girders should hopefully, you know, just cushion the impact. Yeah, it works. It does work, and I will show at the end of this video. I'm going to do a simulation run with enough Kerbals on there. The reason why it is a 12-man capsule, I don't think I mentioned this either, is because there's 12 Kerbals on the orbital station, on the station that I'm attaching to. There's like 30 Kerbals on the fuel depot. I don't know what happened there. It's like the Communist Party. It's just all the workers unite. Yeah, sorry, that was kind of lame. But anyhow, yeah, we have on this station we've only got 12 Kerbals. Well, it'll be 11 because Nauthy's gonna go off and do his own thing. But yeah, there's 12 Kerbals, or there should be 12 Kerbals, and there goes Goose. Bye, Goose. Apparently he doesn't like it when you dock a ship to the other ship. I was actually trying to get a shot of him through the landing capsule there, but I wasn't able to. I think I just missed him. Yeah, right there. I should have been able to see him, but I just missed him. Either way, yeah. So as I was saying, 12 Kerbals and 12 spots on the escape system. So yeah, we should have everybody covered. Everybody should be a-okay. Anyways, let's get Goose back up in his seat there, right on top of the station. Just, you know, hang out there with all the radiation, buddy. You're gonna be okay. You're totally not gonna die. And yeah, let's leave. You know what? We've had enough of this. Enough of this Kerbin. What is this? Kerbin? Come on, we've seen this planet a million times. Let's go somewhere else. But first, let's take a tour of the station. I totally forgot I did that. Yeah, I just went around the station here. You can see some of the capsules. I really like the cupola capsule there, right in front of us there, as well as the big satellite dish. Those are really cool additions. But pretty much every single module that has been added has a really good use. I mean, there's a tug, we've got solar power, we've got HAB modules, We've got some really cool, just random modules like the dish there. So yeah, I'm really happy with the way this build has turned out. But anyhow, let's go say hi to Goose over there. Hey, Goose, you right there, buddy? You staring at the sun? Everything okay? Yep, everything's fine. All right, let's go to our ship. Zoom, zoom. Yeah, one of the things that I've mentioned before in my KSP Let's Play on my channel is I really wish that they would add fine controls for the Kerbals when you're out and about flying in jetpack mode. I really wish there was fine controls, because at times my fingers kind of get confused and don't really know what's going on anymore. Like there. Yes, just bumping into that door. Just keep bumping into the side of it. Eventually you'll get in. There we go. And yeah, if you couldn't guess, we were going to go to Minmus. I figured, you know what, might as well. It's a small enough capsule, it can make it there easily. I should have more than enough fuel, right? Right, yeah. Yeah, we'll leave that for in a few minutes when you guys will get to see what happens. But yeah, I figured I would just head over to Minmus. This little capsule, I didn't actually count the parts on it, but it really doesn't have many. It's almost definitely under 30 parts. I'll have to go back and check eventually, but it's almost definitely under 30 parts. And I landed it, or I'm going to land it, I guess, really close to where we're actually planning on building the Minmus base. In one of the ice lakes there. Figured, might as well, you know, make my presence known on Minmus. We had Goose show up on the moon, so let's go to Minmus. Yes, why not? Let's cheat a little bit and ignore some of the rules that we set out. Because I'm a jerk like that. Yeah, I do feel kind of bad about doing this, but you know what? At the same time, I think it's okay. I don't think anybody's going to be too upset about it. Because it is a really small capsule, and I did land it far away from where we're actually going to be building the station, so it won't interfere with any of the parts for the station. It'll just be like a little outpost, if you will. I think I actually renamed it to the Hermit Shack or something like that. That'll be my little hole on the planet. Nobody come bother me there. Alright, well, it's time for landing, and as you can see, we are running kind of sort of low on fuel. Yeah, I had to resort to using RCS to slow myself down. And it was a little harrowing, let's say that. But hey, we are at Minmus, and thankfully Minmus is super easy to land on. I'm actually really glad that we're using Minmus for the future base, because it'll be really easy to land on, really easy to link up bases and whatnot. You don't have as heavy of a gravity to worry about, so you know, if certain docking ports they might not line up perfectly, at least on Minmus you can just kind of wiggle your way around and the low gravity will help you out. So yeah, we should be okay, and thankfully we had just enough RCS and fuel to make a safe landing. Are you ready for this? This is about as close to a suicide burn as I'm willing to do. I guess that's not really a suicide burn there, where I'm using a little bit here and there, but with RCS and with, what is that, like 0.2? 0.2 of fuel? Yeah, we'll make it. We'll be totally okay. And I did realize, actually, partway through the mission that those landing legs were just a tad too high. As you can see, it actually rests on the docking port, not on the landing legs. So, oops, there. But, you know what, it's fine. It's okay. We got a little hab module, a little shack on Minmus. This will be my abode. This is where I'll be sleeping. Got that cupola there. We can just stare at the stars. Anyhow, I just figured I'd take a quick little flight over to where I'm guessing we'll be building the station, or the stations. The ground station, yes. The base, the Minmus base. We haven't decided exactly where it's going to be, but it makes sense that it's going to be directly in that canyon there. Or the ice lake, I guess. I think I called it a canyon here. But yeah, in the ice lake. And yeah, I figured I'd just come over here, take a look at sunrise, or I guess that's actually sunset, but we are flying towards the sun. So it kind of looked like sunrise. Anyhow, yeah, so we're just going to fly to this top of the hill here and plant a flag down and claim this site for the future building project for the KCBP. Oh boy, I am so happy with the way this project's turned out. It did take a little longer than I expected, but I mean, that's really no surprise with this many people involved, and especially since we have not worked together. None of us have worked together before. It did take a few months, granted, but it totally turned out well. And excuse me, definitely the people that are involved are more than welcome to join us again in the future for the next builds. But we do have about, I think, 12 people set up for Minmus Space Alpha and the station that'll be going up in orbit around Minmus. So yeah, you guys got that to look forward to. Alright, we are actually going to be jumping into a little bit of live commentary here. I figured I'd throw in a little bit of a simulation of the Kerbal Escape System at the end, because, you know, who doesn't want to watch 12 Kerbals plummeting through the atmosphere? So, you know what's amazing? When you realize that you probably should have failed basic high school math. Apparently I thought I had 6 seats on the outside. No, I got 8 of them. So, yep, that's a thing. So now we got extra room. I also didn't feel like putting everybody on their seats because it was going to take forever. And I did also do another thing, which is kind of stupid on my part. And that is, well, I should have probably, you know, transferred some more fuel over to this thing. Oops. Yeah, we're kind of cheating right now. Let's go with that, but it's okay. This is a simulation, right? It's totally okay. In fact, I'm gonna try to land near KSP if I can. Yeah, I'm using infinite fuel because I was dumb. But it will have enough fuel with whatever. If it has a full tank, I know for sure it has enough fuel to deorbit, so that's fine. Sure, we'll stop it right there, and yeah, let's go. What's that? Is that the fuel depot? Oh, nice, that's a fuel depot. That's pretty cool. That means they're really close to each other. Oh, yeah, they sure are. They're practically on top of each other. That's kind of funky. Anyways, let's zoom her on forward. Yeah, I do feel kind of bad about cheating, actually, using the infinite fuel. It's kind of lame, to be honest. But yeah, like I said before, it's a simulation, so just go with it. Yeah, if this is full, it has enough. I know for sure it has enough because I've done tests before with it being full. So yes, it should be okay. If we had some actual fuel up at the orbital station, that would be cool. But I guess not. Maybe we need to hit up the fuel depot when we try to escape from the space station. I don't know. Anyways, let's go here. Let's zoom her on forward, and these guys should be okay. As far as I'm aware, they're not going to fly off of here. Alright, this is the scary part. Right here. And it starts getting a little fiery. Yeah, so the reason why they have these things behind their heads is, I don't know if it actually works or not, but it seems to me like when they have something behind them, they don't fly out of their seats. Because I totally have had them fly out of their seats before when they're going through the atmosphere like this. So yeah, I think that'll do. Oh man, are we gonna land right on the pad? That'd be amazing. Oh no, we're gonna fly over it. Oh, that's not good. Oh, that is definitely not good. Yeah, this thing is, it's rated for landing on the ground. Water landings, not so good. Not so good. As we all know, water landings in KSP can be a little rough at times. Yeah. But they do survive re-entry successfully, so that's always a good thing. There's not that many dudes in here. We got Bill, Goose, and Liax in the inside, and then we got, oh, obviously Jeb on the outside. Jeb and Bob. What else do we got? We got the Destroyer and JM419. Nice. We got a bunch of guys on there. Let's, man, last time I attempted this, it did not work too well. In the water? Yeah, not so great. But, we'll see. We'll see what happens. In fact, let's, zoom her forward a little bit more. Just a tad before we deploy them parachutes. Parachutes. Go, parachutes. There we go. And hopefully this is the iffy part right here, where we kind of hope that the craft does not split in two once these parachutes open, which is why we also have the engines to help. Come on, engines. Nice. Very nice. So, I don't think we actually need the engines there. I'm pretty sure it'll be fine without it, but yeah. Man, now I feel like I'm using infinite fuel. I'm gonna turn it off now and it'll be okay, right? Okay. You see there? No, I'm not using like cheap, no crash damage or anything. So let's see if this actually makes its landing. Basically, you need at least a little bit of fuel in these tanks, or otherwise going at 10 meters a second when you hit the ground is, yeah, not gonna be great. So try to get that lowered if at all possible. Now I kind of feel like I might have to redesign this. I mean, I'll leave it like this for now, but for a future... There we go. And we have safe landing. Everyone's still alive. Two of them are drowning. That's fine. You guys drown. I'm just kidding, guys. I'm sorry. But yeah, there we go. We got our landing. We're good. But I will have to most likely redesign this because I do feel it is kind of cheaty as it is right now. Yeah. I hadn't totally planned for there not being any fuel up at the station. I should have guessed that there would be no fuel, but I guess I was kind of hoping. I didn't actually look. Anyways, I'll be leaving it here for now. I do urge you guys to check out the other videos in the series. I'm just going to do an F9 here so I don't mess things up. Yeah, I do urge you guys to check out the other videos in the series. Check out the other channels as well. Definitely some really cool stuff on there. And I hope you enjoyed the first phase of the Kerbal Community Build Program. Join us again for Phase 2, where we'll be going to Minmus with the whole crew. And the first video of that should be coming out soon-ish, I'm hoping, within the next 2 or 3 weeks or so. We still got to figure out the build order and all that. Or rather, I got to do that. But yeah, anyhow, I'm going to leave you guys here for now. Please let me know what you thought down below. Leave us a comment, a like, and all that other fun stuff. You know what to do. You know what's up. And I will catch you next time. Take care.